BTB listeners, thank you so much for checking out today's episode. Listen, if this episode inspires you, do me a favor and take 5 seconds to shoot me a like and subscribe to the podcast. There are several more exciting guests that are in the pipeline, and I just can't thank you enough for your continued support, and let's keep paying the mission forward. In today's episode, I discuss the ins and outs of what it takes to become a Division I athlete. I draw this from both personal experiences and also as a parent, as my son is an inspiring cross-country and distance runner. I highlight the rigorous and competitive nature of achieving Division I status in sports and the statistical truth of how challenging it is and the daunting odds facing high school athletes aspiring to reach this elite level. Beyond the numbers, I delve into the sacrifices, dedication, and obsession required for success.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you, baby.
Welcome to the BTB Project, designed to empower listeners to identify their why and to live their best lives no matter the circumstances. My name is Coleman Gerhardt, a former athlete and motivational coach. I've had the opportunity to inspire thousands through my story and help accomplish what they are built to be. You'll be encouraged by each and every episode, and let's get into it.
Yeah, when I blow up, I'ma soar high like Peter Pan. In real life, be living out my dreams. If I'm waking up, it's in a foreign land.
In today's BTB short, I want to walk through a question that I get asked all the time, and it's by students or clients that I help as a coach. And it's probably the number one question that I get. And that question is, did you play in college? Did you play Division I? And I want to debunk and be honest about college sports, the reality of what it takes to be part of an equation to where you're selected as one of the very few that get an opportunity to participate in Division I college athletics. So I'm going to tackle this from two different parts. One is the part on the flip side of actually now being a parent. I have done and accomplished everything that I ever wanted to as an athlete. I can rest my head on the pillow at night knowing that I exhausted anything and everything I ever wanted to do as a player. Now, here I am as a dad of an inspiring high school athlete that wants to run Division I cross country and track. And being the parent of someone that wants to go after that is much different than being a player. And when I was making similar decisions when I was my son's age, the biggest difference is the level of which my son wants to run. I'm going to add some statistics to this BTB short just to allow some perspective for you as the listener. According to a survey that was done, and I've used this survey on numerous occasions to drive home a point, but it's a participation guide of how many people, based off of being a high school athlete in their respective sport, actually go on and participate in Division I, Division II, and Division III college athletics. I'm going to add a link in the podcast notes for you to check out this same chart as well. But I'm going to use the sport of running as the example. In 2020, when this chart or study was done, they said that over 269,000 people participated in high school cross country. So roughly 270,000 people in the United States are running for their respective program. But if you want to go on and run at the Division I level, according to the NCAA, 1.8% of that 270,000 people actually go on and run D1. For those of you who are not good at math like I am, the breakout of that is roughly 4,800 people become a Division 1 cross country runner of the 270 participants. That in itself, 1.8%. Looking at the tennis statistics, it's even grimmer. 1.6% of the overall participants go on and play Division 1 college tennis. Now, where this gets really interesting is, let's say not only do you want to be a Division 1 participant, but you want to run at an elite school, a school that's competing for a national championship. So let's say roughly 10 schools a year have some sort of minute shot of winning a team Division 1 national championship. My understanding of college running is there are 7 active runners that can score being part of a cross country distance program. So if you're talking about trying to make a top 10 school and only 7 people run per school, you're at 70 participants. So of the 270,000 runners in the United States as a high school runner, to be the best of the best is literally less than 0.001% of all active participants. Just those numbers alone can be daunting. So, from a parent perspective, to see what my son is doing to even be part of that conversation is extraordinary. And the sacrifice that it takes, we're talking day in and day out fitness, nutrition, weight training, mental coaching, sports psychology, putting himself around races that are all over the country, the financial commitment and sacrifice that it takes is borderline insane. But when you're fueled by passion and have a goal to be great, you'll do whatever you can to facilitate an opportunity to accommodate that goal. That's just from a parenting perspective of what I've seen with my son in cross country. But on the flip side, when people have asked me in the past what it takes to be a Division 1 athlete, or my story personally, where I played, how I did it, and people ask me because they want to know, like, is there this secret sauce to be able to accomplish that goal? And the simple fact is, you have to make a decision of how much the goal really means to you. For me, when I made the decision to play college tennis, I had nothing else. I literally had everything taken away from me in my life. All of the nuances and things that made me who I was as a kid, most of those things were taken away because I knew that if I didn't have college tennis, I might have been dead. At 14 years old, when I made the decision to go after this goal of college tennis, we're talking about life or death for me. At that point, I was pretty broken, incredibly overweight, not a very good tennis player, but I had this deep down desire to go out and do something great. And I've been able to study a lot of former Division 1 athletes. I've been able to coach kids to Division 1 athletics. And there's one common character trait that everybody had, including me. And I challenge you as the listener to whatever you're doing in your life, whether it's pursuing college athletics or your career, is at what point are you absolutely obsessed about it? Now, obsession can be a misconstrued topic because people think that if you're too obsessive about something, that it's unhealthy, that it's not a good balance in your life, that it actually can hinder you from accomplishing something because you're so invested in it. That never made any sense to me because when you look at the statistics of what it takes, if you want to be a one percenter in a pool of tens of hundreds of thousands of people, don't you think you have to be cut from a little bit of a different cloth than everybody else? Don't you think you're going to be sacrificing some of the commitments socially and in your life that everyone else is going to be doing? Everyone else can be hanging out with their friends, going to the mall, going to the parties, whatever it may be. And you might be the person that has to go and grind and train and be consistent in the obsessiveness that's going to make you seem like you're the odd man out. Pursuing college athletics at the highest level was one of the most lonely things I've ever done in my life. But my passion was fueled more on desperation. I didn't have much else working for me in my life. So the difficult circumstances that I was facing led me to that moment of desperation and obsessiveness that just made me be like, I don't have anything else. This is literally all I have. If this doesn't work, what else do I have to fall back on? I didn't have that guaranteed job out of college. I didn't have that unbelievable family network that allowed me to tap into opportunities that were generational. I literally had a goal and an ambition to go after tennis because the moment that I hit the court, I just fell in love with it. I became so appreciative of the process. People ask me all the time about what I've done as an athlete because they want to hear about the results that were produced. Not a lot of people ask me, though, about the actual process, the day in and day out, roll up your sleeves grind of doing something that not a lot of people want to do. I teach it all the time. Are you a one percenter? It's what you do when no one's watching is when you get really good. The commitment, the sacrifice, the obsessiveness of just wanting to be great. I see far too often people being shut down for having that type of passion and fuel by other people because most people don't want to put in the work. Most people don't want to stick their head out there and actually do something because it's hard. It's disgustingly difficult to be a college athlete. Because guess what? Once you finally accomplish that goal of making a team, of getting a scholarship, guess what happens after that? You have to work every single day to not lose your opportunity. There were people coming in and out every single year that wanted to come in and take my scholarship, that wanted to take the whole process that I instilled and duplicate it and do it better than I did. And there were some people that just outright did that. They'd come in and beat me. Every single year, you have to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? How obsessed are you going to be in the process of development to maintain that level of athleticism? So whether it's from my parent perspective of watching my son or my own personal perspective of being a Division I athlete, if I had to give you advice as the listener when it comes to how you approach situations, 99% of the time, if you're following what everyone else is doing, probably not on the right path. I recently had a podcast with a tremendous musician, and I was so taken back by her advice is you can basically go do what everyone else is doing, and that's okay. But go do that to learn from those people and then go and make it your own. I got laughed at. I got spit on. I had people that just doubted me every single day when I said I wanted to be a college athlete. But as I started putting myself around people who wanted the same thing, I began to learn from them. I began to be encouraged by some of those people. And I saw some people in my life that would tell me about things that they saw in me that I never could see in myself. So I ended up having the championship mindset. And then I put myself around people that pushed me and inspired me and encouraged me and helped me grow. I put myself around all the other one percenters because I wanted to be a one percenter. And then I just went through the process of every single day, obsessively chipping away at my goal. And then those moments where you have a good match or have a good tournament and have some success. One thing I wish I would have done a little bit better in my process is I wish I would have given myself a little bit more credit. Those types of positive affirmations, affirming and celebrating some of the milestones of the process. Everyone is so obsessed with the result. What if you give yourself some credit of having a day where you were 1%? You crushed your workout, you crushed your academics, you crushed your mental focus. What's wrong with giving yourself some credit for that? People always want to talk about the trophies and the success, but most of those things end up in a closet somewhere in a box collecting dust. But what sticks with you, and what I hope you understand from this BTB short, is if you want to be a college athlete, if you want to do something extraordinary in your life, are you willing to be obsessive? Are you willing to absolutely do whatever it takes to roll up your sleeves, to gut check every single day, to look at yourself in the mirror and know that a day has been either accomplished or a day is about to be had of where you have that alignment of your focus, of your resiliency, and your obsessiveness? You want to go play college? You want to be a Division One athlete? Go be obsessive and watch what happens. Listen, if this BTB short about pursuing college athletics, playing D1, if it inspired you, do me a favor, like and subscribe to the BTB project. Better yet, share this message with a family member, teammate, colleague, someone that just needs to be encouraged, someone that is just trying to figure out this crossroads and navigate life. It's each and every day that we can become 1% better by building a community of individuals and teams and people who are diving into what they want to become, what they're built to be. And as you pursue and chip away at that passion each and every day and do it at a level of being in the 1%, you're doing extraordinary things. As always, I'm proud of each and every one of you. And until next time, take care.
You're told I'll be your harder temptation.